Then they go, here we have the Articles of Confederation. Nobody ever talks about the 10 presidents that we had before George Washington. You had at the time, when they started to do the Constitution, the concept, there's a lot of history, and I don't want to get into it, but the bottom line was this: it's always about follow the money. Hamilton wanted to be able to create a central bank. His father-in-law was a merchant in Manhattan, had ties to the Bank of England, blah, blah, blah. They bought up all the Continentals at a small amount, and then got the Constitution ratified, and all those were worth a bunch of money. Now the thing is, at the time, you had Patrick Henry, Thomas Paine, Jefferson. Patrick Henry was governor of Virginia. For 4 hours, he talked to the state legislature saying, do not ratify this thing. It's all about the power, the power, the power, the power. Power to eminent domain, the power to tax, the power to regulate commerce, the power. We have to put limits on the Constitution. We have to put limits on the government. You can't allow them to have all this power, because what happens when the executive and the legislative and judicial line up against the rights of the individual? You find yourself in a free speech zone. That's what happens. So they said we have to have these chains down on these legislators that we're going to give all this power. That's where we got the Bill of Rights. Big Bill of Rights supporter. So I have to ask a question. This social contract that they put us under, I never signed. I mean, I love this country. I love the idea of America. I love the idea of individual sovereignty, of states' rights, of us being able to have self-determination. That is what America is about. It's not this empire thing that they're thrusting on the next generation. What happens is that we have a form of government now that is 180 degrees from the Bill of Rights. Because I have to ask you, if they violate every single one of the Bill of Rights, at what point is this contract null and void? When does that happen? So when you talk about, my favorite part of the Declaration of Independence, there's a lot of good parts in there, but, of course it's our right, it's our duty to overthrow a tyrannical government. And at the end of the Declaration of Independence, they give all the reasons, and they said, therefore we must acquiesce in the necessity. Powerful words. You forced our hand. Why do they call it revolution? Previous speaker made it very clear. You go through stages. Eventually you get dependent, and then you're into bondage again, and then you have a revolution. It goes round and round and round. It's coming again. Amen. And I do want to make sure I make this one point. I mean, honestly, if you think just voting is going to make you free, you haven't been paying attention. I vote every time I put up a sign. I vote every time we make a banner. I vote every time I stand on a corner. I vote every time I talk to my family, my friends, my neighbors. If you aren't sharing this love of freedom with those around you, then you're not maximizing your potential. I have joined a lot of you here recently in just the last couple of weeks. I am now a proud grandfather. What happens is, and this is my granddaughter Kaylee, love you. When she gets old enough, she'll be seeing this. Oh, Grandpa, he's been in this a long time. Because what is it that, you look at, if you really support freedom, liberty, does it have to be right here in America? I mean, can we go somewhere else? Let's go to New Zealand. Nah, it's not there. Now let's go over, no, it's probably not there either. Let's go over to, but you see, I'm telling you, I have absolutely no allegiance or obligation to a government that strips me of my rights. I'm not going to do it. I have allegiance to a philosophy, and they better start supporting it, or we're going to have to get rid of them. Because if you think there's a revolution coming, at what point do you make that decision? The revolution is between the ears. It was a decade before the shot heard round the world. The revolution is in you. They cannot your support. Quit supporting the beast that is devouring you. But you don't have to use hate. You don't have to, Obama. Whatever. I don't have enough energy to hate him. I don't care. There's 15 zillion Obamas lined up behind him. It's like looking at a train track. They're all lined up. It's not him that's the problem. It was not Bush and the problems that he had that was the problem. And it's not all going on all the way back to Lord knows where your favorite president was. It's us. We're the problem. We are allowing this to happen to us. Stop supporting the beast. The concept, when you have legislators come, I know these legislators, I know the congressmen, I run against them, we have signs all up downtown Phoenix, you may have seen. It's not my debt with a little baby being scanned on a grocery scanner wearing a barcode on their butt. It's not my debt. I didn't do it. My granddaughter born with what? How many hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt? I stopped counting. Heck, just a bailout was $30,000, $40,000 she got. Big giant rock added to her backpack. Does she owe this? What moral obligation does she have to the next generation that squandered the money, that spent it, and just going to enslave her and keep doing it even more? As a libertarian, you think I reserve criticism to just the Democrats? Come on, are you kidding me? So the thing is that I'm going, we have to change and get past this partisan stuff and look for the fundamental principle by which we all can agree that we are free as individuals.
Yeah.
I do not pledge allegiance to a tyrannical government that would take the future of my granddaughter away. I will be your buddy, your friend, your advocate, as long as you can advocate for my freedom and everyone else's, because what I learned is I can't be free unless I advocate it for everyone.
Right.
So, we do it with love. Love-olution. We do it with love. Because if you do it with hate, if you do it with animosity, if you do it, then you got to direct it somewhere. And oftentimes you're directing it in the wrong place. You need to focus on yourself. It's the man in the mirror thing. Because, I look at someone like Obama and I know what he is. He's just a tool. And if it serves their purpose for him to be gone in some way, he will. If it serves the purpose of the big bad guys, because I'll tell you this, you have the left and the right. You get to the top of the pyramid, you'll see it's the same guys controlling both sides. The interest that, heck, there wasn't even a change between the Bush administration and Obama. From a libertarian perspective, we look at this and I'm going, oh, are you kidding me? It's a big, giant bank robbery. And I got to tell you, we do a lot of research on Freedom's Phoenix, and I'm going to warn you. If I had to give simple economic advice, I'll tell you this, and you can play it back later, see if I was right. I'm willing to say all these people, get out of the stock market, buy silver. That's it. Here it goes. It went to 9,600 from, 8,800 because of what? Great employment records, more mass production, manufacturing went up, our productivity was better. What happened? What? Not a dang thing. So now I'm looking at cap and trade. Thank you.